So today we will be having a brief discussion on Audre Lorde's Zami, which is a biomythography uh, talking about the time she was growing up, the progressive life and career. So we will look into the travels, a flashback to the life of Audre Lorde today, and gradually we see that the elements of myth, history, personal experiences, narration, everything are infused together in creating such a beautiful and unique biography. So we see that Audre Lorde is known to be a popular American writer, a feminist, a womanist, a librarian, and definitely a civil rights activist. And we also see her dedicated most of her works and art in the matters or themes of racism, classism, homophobia, sexism, and so on. So the writer was born in February 18, 1934 and died in November 17, 1992. So we see that it is because of her realist emotional expression, technical mastery, and the way she is voicing out not only emotions but what was going during her time, particularly civil and social injustices, female oppression, woman lack of identification, and identity crisis, and so on. So, if we talk about Zami, the new spelling of my name, we see that there is something very peculiar of this particular biomythography. So, we are taken aback to the times when Audre Lorde was just a child and she is having certain experiences in her family and around her family that allow us to understand the life she was leading as she gradually became and transformed to a woman. So, this transformation from a girl to a woman is not only hard and difficult during her time and even today, but also very chaotic. So, we are taken back when people were bumbling into wrong milieu, and for women in a household, there was no particular space for expression, unlike Audre Lorde's family. So, here we see that every decision that was made in Audre Lorde's family was between the father and the mother, and that too, we see that unexpectedly, it was a mutual respect that they had for each other. So, whenever a greater discussion was to be done, it was not only the father who was commanding the decision, but also a mutual respect and anonymity was there between the father and the mother, unlike the general households of our time. Also, we see that uh, the children were given respect and humble treatment. So her childhood tales, even though had been measured in terms of poverty, but on the grounds of equality, they had the proper accessibility. So each of the members were given equality. However, we see that they were not taught, particularly Audre Lorde's sister, were not taught to tolerate deprivation of womanliness. Her mother carried herself with eloquence and graceful, not letting any strange opinions of the society affect her. So, similarly, following their mother, we see Audre Lorde and her sister has been leading a life which is effective, which is based on moral values, which is based on rationality. So as we move on to her teenage years or early 20s, we see early probably in the 20s, yes, early 20s, we see that, she says that how difficult it was to grow up from a teenage and to adulthood of the mid 20s. So we see that she's talking about certain experiences she had amongst the society she was living in, and especially when a family was not all white or black. It was assumed to be a puzzle that was yet to be solved or left unsolved with suspicion. So had been that, she all her family members, her mother, father, and her sisters were black, then it would have been understood that, they belong to the black, because every family was categorized into something or the other. But particularity, we see that in her family there were few members who had white skin color compared to the skin color of Audre Lorde, which is brown. So people used to look up to them in a very different and odd way. So even in the market, while they used to visit the market, which was also very politicized with the concept of white and black, just like the Black Harlem, she talks about that the hub of shops, the hub of people, had not a single black salesperson, nor were blacks allowed to enter in that particular market. So there was certain need of change and perception in the reality that Audre Lorde hinges upon in this particular biomythography. Strangely, we see that there have been no story of books or great tales to be told, like, probably she's talking about black Cinderellas or Red Riding Hood being in a black character. So she also criticizes the great tales and the great stories where only the valorization is towards the white elements characters like Cinderella, Red Riding Hood. So where are the Cinderellas in black color? So even the blacks were conforming to the idea of white being central of beauty and appreciation. So back in 1920 to 30s, we see that it was rebellious, and it was quite daring to even question as to why characters like Cinderella is not black but white. So she questions certain things that are not questioned in general. So therefore Zami not only becomes a autobiography, but it becomes a area of interrogation. Similarly, along the interrogations, along the personal experiences, we also get to see that, this particular book has a story to tell, a story of its own. But to evaluate it, we need to kind of understand the truth, the facts, the rationality. So, society, as we see in the depiction of Lodi, is multifaceted. So, when we have a society which is multifaceted, there will be certain amounts of opinions coming up, some of which are not value based, some of which are not moral based, some of which are not confrontational. So we see that the confrontation made by woman and a man forever remains a battle. So this particular battle of doubt, chaos, and unnamed are always talked about in Zami. So first we see that it's not about just the white and the blacks, but the binary between man and woman, female and male, and so on. So what she tries to say is that one needs to be insatiably curious regarding the basic fundamentals of living and not focus on the binaries. So instead of saying no to everything that was asked not to do, it is important to ask why not. So Zami becomes necessary to abide the conventions of society only with rationality and to question why do we say no? What is the source? What is the root? To here we can always advise that change of perception is vital in today's time as compared to even Audre Lorde's time. So it is the question of rationality that Zami, this particular biomythography, is constantly questioning upon. We also see a very striking influence of her mother in this particular autobiography. So we see that there is a unique bond that is progressing between Audre Lorde, her sister, and her mother. So we see that everyone has a unique bond with language formed by meaningful words that makes one's existence easier and understandable. So similarly, this particular book, which has a very definite narration, allows a reader to connect with Audre Lorde. But also we see that today, whom we celebrate as Audre Lorde, had actually a greater respect and contribution to her mother's life. So we see a very beautiful bonding, just like a reader with the writer. We see the mother and the daughter bond that is very special and secret to her relationship. So we see that Audre Lorde was suffering from nearsightedness. So she had a lot of problems while being not only accepted in the society and be a um, regular student in a school, and also she was not much praised of. So we see from a very early age she had problems struggling to associate with the peers in her school, And also, we see that amidst this problem of nearsightedness, her mother never lost hope upon her child. So, even though she had problems in seeing and understanding things easily like any other kid, any other child, but her mother directed her throughout her life and allowed her to follow the pattern of learning like any regular child would do. So she had been given a life which was not propagated in terms of difficulty, but in terms of making a language, making learning, making education more comfortable. So, just like the ease of language that sets a picaresque construction in mind forming an image by a writer, we also see something very similar in the bonding of a mother and a daughter. So she had given her a life of ease and comfort and acceptance that allowed her to become who she is. Lastly, we see that American racism was indeed a reality, a harsh and a cold for all the blacks. So we see certainly experienced by Audre Lorde's family. So blacks were always categorized either as colored or Negroes or marginalized and never was handled very respectfully and gracefully. But also, racism began in the society and even in the institutions of our time, where there was no room of negotiation. So, this crushing reality, along with others, was dealt very gracefully by Audre Lorde in her biomythography. Hope you have liked the brief, and I hope and request you all to read this beautiful narrated biomythography or autobiography of Audre Lorde. So, if you want a detailed discussion, please comment down below. Thank you.